Hi, it's been a minute, huh? So, yeah, unless you have been watching the podcast videos and streams and all that stuff, it will have been a while since I last recorded a video for this channel. Well, there's a reason for that. So for this to make sense, we kind of need to go back in time a little bit. In around, I'm gonna say August, maybe September of 2021, I got a job that I was really happy with. And then come October, they had to let me go because the finances were not very good. And I was still in my trial period, so off I went. Then I got a different job and I wasn't nearly as happy with that. And then one day I get a call and it's a dude who has now bought the old company. And he was so impressed with the videos that I had made for the company back then that he wanted to hire me back. Obviously, I was over the bloody moon. So I quit my job and then take this new job and everything is fine and dandy. For a grand total of 10 days. 10 days later, after I start this new job, I show up to work and one of my old boss's computer is no longer there. And I'm immediately going, what the fuck is up? And apparently my boss, who was kind of like the soul of the company, has decided to quit. He didn't want anything to do with this anymore. And now it was a matter of whether or not we were going to actually shut down. And this was super embarrassing for me because I had told all my friends and family that, oh, I'm gonna have this comeback. They headhunted me personally. I was so fucking over the moon about this. And then 10 days later to then go, yeah, I made a bet on this new company, or this old company, and now they're going to shut down. And then the whole thing became am I going to then go on my bleeding knees back to this old company? So there was a lot of stuff going on. It should also be stated that not that it was, it didn't really affect us this much, but the day that we got these news was the same day that Russia invaded Ukraine, and Denmark is pretty close, so we were like, oh, is this gonna affect us? Which, nowhere near as bad as what Ukraine is going through right now. I don't wanna say that, but there was a lot of stuff on my mind. As a result of that, I decided that I needed some space. I needed some time for some peace and quiet. I just needed to focus on what was going on right here and now. I have very rarely done that. I don't even think I can come up with a single time that I have actively just completely cut all contact with Discord or social media or anything like that. I maybe been hey, I'm not gonna post a video in a while, I'll focus on myself. But here I just needed to be completely disconnected from everything. And I told everyone who would contact me on the various social medias that I wasn't in a mood to talk right now. And I even made a big announcement on the Webcomic Relief Discord that, hey, I'm going through some shit. Please just let me be for a while. And I kind of figured that was not an unreasonable not demand, but request to make. But unfortunately, apparently, some people didn't agree with that. Now, a lot of these people have since then come out and apologized for this, and I'm not in any shape or form gonna paint a big target on them. But after this, I had several people, multiple, come up and constantly poke me about hey, I have this issue, or hey, what do you think about this, and yada yada yada. And I guess that is my own cross to bear. I have since the get-go tried to be incredibly open for any sort of feedback or any sort of help that I could provide in any sort of way. If you are an artist, I would gladly look over your art. If you're a writer, I would gladly like say what I think about it, if I have the time and means to do so, obviously. If you are in a rut, if you're in a mental a place mentally where you need someone to talk to, I have always been like super open to just like drop what I was doing and then like try and be there for those people who needed that. To me, that was sort of like what came with having a community like the one that I have. And honestly, I wouldn't change that for the world. But at that time, I kind of figured that it would go both ways. So that I will always be there for you. So in turn, when I need some time for me, you will let me have that time for me. And that was not like the reality of things. In fact, multiple people were like not offended, but kind of like annoyed that I couldn't help them. They would reach out to me and be like, hey, what do you think about this? And I'm like, hey man, I just really need to focus on me. And they'll be like, yeah, but like, could you not comment on this real quick? Like, like, are you so busy that you don't have time for this? And shit like that. And honestly, that just hurt me. That really just took all of my drive and passion that I typically have for making these videos and just kind of squander it. I've always tried to make it so that I was never put on a pedestal. I have had several people, and this is not a flex, but several people like reach out and be like, oh, I wish I could be more like you, or you inspire me, and all these things. And I've always tried to like just diffuse that entire thing. Not that I am not appreciative of it, but I personally feel that like when people attribute like big things to me, it's like, no, fucking, you earn your own win. I'm happy and flattered that you would think of me, but I never want to be put on a pedestal. I also never called my viewers fans or anything, because I don't want to put that on you. Maybe you just watch my videos and you do so because you think they're entertaining and you're not necessarily a fan. I totally get that, and thus I never call anyone who follows me or subscribes to me or pledges to me a fan, because I don't want to put that on you. I've always tried to be incredibly humble, so I kind of hope that through that I would kind of be like one of you guys, like a part of the community. Not special in any way, I was just happened to be the guy who made the videos. Super Eye Patch Wolf even put out a video where he explained that he went through the exact same thing as he became a creator, and I'm happy to see that like frustrated him and made him as dejected as it did me. I never wanted to be like super big and important within this community. I just wanted to like have people who enjoyed what I did, and I could like talk with them about it, and we in turn, like, I could improve my videos and my commentary and all this stuff, and they could improve their writing or art or how good they are at fighting games or something. Like, it was all about like just being a part of a community. Not my community, but a community that just happened to be the one that surrounds my channel. I basically put up the playground, like I built the playground, and now I want to play with people within that playground. That's basically what my mentality was. So when people didn't like give me like the respect that I feel that anyone should give anyone, I got incredibly dejected. I was fucking devastated. I don't know if this even makes sense to you guys. Maybe you just like, really? That hurt you that much? Well, yeah, it did. And honest to God, it really made me feel like that I didn't really have that much of a spark to make videos anymore. At least not Webcomic Relief. But then that's when I decided, like, okay, I'm in a rut now. I'm not gonna let this thing affect everything. So I decided I wanted to make a passion project, a thing that I really cared about. And this is gonna sound like I'm kind of like shitting on the Webcomic Relief, and which is weird because it's my own thing. But I'm really not. But the thing about Webcomic Relief is like it's very structured. Like it has this way that it's presented. And now that way of presentation has of course changed. which I know that some of you are happy for, and I'm also happy for it. I think it's fun. But the reason why that change came, where I'm like green screening myself into scenes and something, is just because like I enjoy these editing things. I have found out that a lot of the creative process I enjoy is the editing. I like to make cool effects. I like to make all these weird tricks and stuff like that. And typically like put on my own comedic spin on it if at all possible. And that's also one of the reasons why I started out with the show and tell videos, because I could, through those, I could be a little more cool with my editing. I could make cool transitions, highlights, zooms, cropping, all this stuff. And so I kind of figured like I wanted to make a passion project, so I want to make a show and tell video about Berserk. And the initial idea for that project was that I wanted to make a video that spanned all of Berserk. But then I quickly found out how much I had to say about Berserk. As of recording this, that video is done now, and it has taken me 8 months to make. Now you may be wondering, hey, we have gotten a Webcomic Relief episode within those 8 months, and that is true. But I always work on something else in the background. That is also why you rarely see me do as many Twitch streams as I probably wish I could do, because I always feel guilty that I'm not getting you guys content. But I'm always working on something. And so this video has been in the making for 8 months. And as of recording this, it is done. And it is 6 hours and 21 minutes long. And it is only the golden age. So that is why I have not been here. I wanted to make something primarily for myself. The Webcomic Relief is going to return in all of its glory soon. Well, soonish. We'll see when I finish one. But right now, all of my focus has been just on this entire project. I know that this is probably not something that everyone wants to see. This is a incredibly not niche, but it's different from the webcomics that I usually cover. And honestly, I can say that I am worried about uploading this video. The anime and manga and manhwa community has straight up just made me worried. There's a lot of elitism, there's a lot of, oh, you said this thing that can be interpreted like this, and so because you did not think that the Midoriya from My Hero Academia is the coolest, fuck you. And I'm basically going to be, like, I made a video that is 6 hours long of me just sucking the dick of Berserk. And there's gonna be people who are like saying I'm for rape, for murder and all this stuff that Berserk has, because I will defend it in that to an extent. I'll be saying that Miura is what I think is like the best writer and author in the world, and people are gonna disagree with that. And the thing is that the manga, anime, manhwa and all that stuff community is very, very sensitive when it comes to these things. So obviously I'm insanely worried about the reception of this video. I'm even more worried about it because, again, I've spent 8 months making this thing. And it's not like Webcomic Relief, it's not like the primary thing that people visit my channel for. So like I'm probably not gonna get that many views on it. I've tried to make it so that I don't use anything copyrighted, I'm not swearing, I'm not cussing, I've blocked out all of the sexual stuff and all that stuff, because I want to make this as friendly for YouTube as humanly possible, because I do want it to do well. And I don't know if that is at all possible, because again, it is the anime manga community. And with me saying that this is the best comic in the world, I'm effectively saying that their favorite comic is not the best thing in the world, and then we will have issues, apparently, because people are way too fucking sensitive about these things. So yeah, that's why you haven't seen any videos from me, and that's what's coming. I've been working on a video about Berserk for the last 8 months, and that's gonna come out soon. And I did that because I was disappointed in some bad apples in my community, which don't get me wrong, I know perfectly well that there are many in my community who are not like this. I had so many people when this all went down who reached out and was like, hey, I know that you don't want to be disturbed. I just want to tell you that we think of you and support you. You're doing well and all these things. I had a lot of support. And I fucking hate how all of that negative stuff that I had to go through is kind of taking the spotlight away from these amazing people who reached out. But that is unfortunately the fact of the matter. So yeah, I just figured I wanted to sit down here, tell you guys that I'm very worried about this video coming out. I hope that if you want to help, that you want to support the video by liking it, commenting it, subscribing, sharing it with your friends, sharing it on other platforms if you are so inclined. Just like if there has ever been a video that I want to blow up, it's probably this. But I can't control that. Only you guys can. And yeah, more webcomic relief coming soon. But for now, enjoy this show and tell video about Berserk. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.